number of myths
Yeah.
that perpetuate this particular problem. The first myth around suicide is that no one can stop suicide. Complete nonsense. All of us have a role,
Yeah.
whether you're a parent, whether you're a pastor, whether you're an imam, whoever you are, you can actually stop suicide. Most of the people who go on to die by suicide will have told a spouse, will have told a brother, will have told a neighbor, might even have told a policeman, will have told somebody that this marriage that I am in is killing me. And I am going, people tell their sisters that.
Yeah.
And they say, go and take a rope, surely.
Yes.
It's true.
It's sad, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all of us as a society have a role that we can play to prevent people dying by suicide. So that's the first myth. We have a role. The only thing we need to give ourselves is adequate information about what to do.
All right.
The second one, myth, complete myth, is that by talking to somebody, by confronting an individual about suicide, that you make it less likely that they will
That
die
it
by
will happen.
complete
Yeah.
nonsense again.
Yeah.
It is the opposite. In fact, we train our doctors to actually ask, when you have a patient who comes to you and you can determine that they have a depressive symptom, you are required as a doctor to inquire gently but definitely
Yeah.
if you have had recently any thought of ideas of ending your life. The fact that you have asked of your sister or your brother or even your whoever it is about such thought
Yeah.
actually is a bit like a pressure cooker that you have released the valve. And people will actually say, yes, indeed,
Yeah.
I have been contemplating the possibility.
Yeah.
And how are you going to? So please ask your loved ones that do not fear that will give them ideas about killing themselves.
All right.
Then there's another piece of nonsense
Okay.
that only experts can stop this thing. I've told you, all of
We
us
all
are
have a
experts.
role to-
All of
yes.
us have a role. Another piece of nonsense that we have talked about
Yeah.
is that those people who talk about it don't mean to die. They're just not
Expressing,
true.
yeah.
Not true.
Yeah.
Many of the people who talk about it are actually asking you, the imam, or you, the priest, or you, whoever it is, please help me. And for goodness sake, allow yourself to help them
Yeah.
by saying, I'm not an expert in this field, but
I know.
in Kenya,
Yes.
every county in this country now today, I think without any exception, has a psychiatrist, and all of them have psychologists and other mental health workers.
Yeah.
It's a myth to say that only
Yeah.
Nairobi.
That we can get.
And
the
finally,
professionals that you have.
there's
Okay.
this piece of untruth, which is a myth,
Yeah.
that there's nothing you can do about people who want to die by suicide. And let me
There's
say
so
it
much.
again. All of us can do something about it. And just talking the way we are talking here, I can tell you, people are listening. And people will listen and they will call you and they will tell you, thank you for hosting this program, because
Yeah.
now I was worried about my neighbor and now I know what I
I need
must
to do. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. And again, we'll talk about, so then what do we do? And this is to all of us, because again, like we said, we all have a role to play. So if someone comes to you and says, you know what, I've been having this thought, I'm contemplating, what is it that we need to do to prevent? Because we do not want to lose a life to suicide. So what is it that we need to do? You said, yes, you need to find help for this person from a professional, very, very important. But what are some of the immediate actions that we need to take, all of us, so that we prevent life from being lost? All right. So Sylvia, very quickly, we've heard what the law says, where it came from, and these countries that introduced this law have decriminalized, on their end. So when it comes to legislators and our leaders, and especially in parliaments, where again decisions are made, policies formulated, what role do we have? Is it time that we change the approach, first of all, from it being a crime to a mental case that needs help, or what will it take, first of all, for us to even get there? But can we just speak on policies very quickly, and then we'll come back to Eunice to see, is it time that we change, and what are some of the steps that take we change that?
I think even just from the conversation from Daktari here, it is clear it's about time. In fact,